How's it going?
You made a lot of plays in this preseason, seem to be in sync with Kyle and others. Just kind of evaluate what this opportunity has been and sort of what Saturday night will be like for you.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of said it, an opportunity. Going into like my sixth year now, I know opportunities come and go pretty quickly, so you always got to be prepared for when they're going to come. And I like to kind of always be prepared, do my due diligence, and just put my best foot forward day in and day out, whether it's practice or preseason games, and just make the most of every opportunity. I mean, not many guys play a long time in this league, so I'm going to put my best foot forward and give it everything I got.
You've been playing special teams for a while. How's that adjustment been this year with the new rules and everything?
Yeah, I mean, especially the kickoff, kick return thing. I think my first rep out there in practice, as soon as he kicked the ball, I left, and I was like, oh, can't do that anymore. So it's kind of like the muscle memory, but I'm getting it back. And yeah, special teams is kind of how I made a name for myself originally in college, and then worked into more of an offensive role, and hopefully that kind of transpires into the league. But that's a very important phase in the game, changes games, and willing to help and contribute any way I can on this team.
You've been part of a lot of teams with good receiving cores. How good can this one be? How difficult it is to make a roster with this group here?
Yeah, there's a ton of talented guys, and I think Chris said it yesterday. I think there's 10-plus guys like in our room alone that could play in this league, and if it's not here, somewhere else. I mean, my first team, I didn't end up making it. I ended up going out to Seattle for the next 4.5 years or so. So I think the thing is just put your best foot forward. There's 31 other teams watching, whether it's here or whether it's not here. It doesn't mean it's your last stop. So just got to keep going, and like I said, make the most of every opportunity because you never know who's watching.
How would you describe what this week is like for you? With cutdowns coming up, obviously, a lot of guys in this team are not going to be able to make it, but I mean, is it a nervous time?
No, treat it like any other week. I mean, I don't control that. I don't make those decisions. I can only control kind of what I do and my approach to it, and I think it's been working out pretty well for me, so I just kind of stay into my routine and progress and play to the best of my abilities and kind of play every game like it could be your last because you never know when kind of it can be, so just leave it all out on the field.
As someone that works up close with Mike Evans daily, just what can you say about him as a player, as a person, to be doing this now as long as he's been doing it?
Yeah. I mean, it's incredible. I've watched Mike from afar for a long time, since I was even in high school, and he was doing these things. And to be him being a little bit older, I won't call him old yet, but it's incredible. He's a great guy on and off the field, very smart player, and he's willing to help out the young guys. And anybody that's got questions, I mean, he's seen everything. He's played this game at an extremely high level for a long time now, and it's nice to have somebody like him in the room that you can kind of bounce ideas off of and understand how they see defenses and how they see certain concepts. And he's been a tremendous help to me over these last couple of weeks.
Given your expertise of the position and everything, what would you say makes him so great?
I mean, he's a true pro, and I mean that's a very cliche thing to say, but he goes about every day kind of the same, and he attacks every day. I mean, and being in this league for 10 years and 1,000 yards every year, I mean, that's an incredible feat. I'm astonished by it, too, with playing so many different quarterbacks. And I think he just attacks every day, and he's the best him every day when he steps on the field. He's the same Mike Evans. Whether it's Monday, whether it's Friday, whether it's Sunday, it's the same guy. So you know what you're going to get every day.
What have you learned about Baker Mayfield now working with him?
I've watched him from afar for a long time, and I grew up from west of Cleveland a little bit, so I was a Browns fan, and I've always loved Baker. I think he's a true competitor. I love his energy, I love his emotion, his kind of compassion, his drive for the game and want to be the best that he can. And I think he's an ultimate competitor. He goes out there, can make every throw, great in scramble, great in the pocket, and I'm excited to see what he can do this year.
Is there a new side to him that you hadn't seen before?
I mean, this is the first side of him I've really seen up close, but I've enjoyed kind of working with him and talking with him and seeing what he's seeing and kind of his perspective. I love to be able to know what the quarterback's thinking, I'm just as any receiver, what they're thinking, what they're looking at for certain route concepts or kind of blocking schemes, and he's also been a great guy to lean on for that too.
Those qualities that you talked about with Baker, how do those kind of, I guess, resonate with, the receiving targets, the guys that are, on the receiving end of some of those throws?
Yeah, I think it shows that he cares just as much as, if not more than everybody else. He's out there doing the best of his ability to make everybody else better. Because, I mean, if we don't run the right route or we're not on time with him, then he can't play to his best ability. If he's not on time or his drops are off, or it's kind of, I mean, it's the ultimate team game, as kind of people say. All 11 got to be on the same page, and especially in the passing game with the O-line and the protection, the running backs and the protection, tight ends routes and receivers routes. Just kind of having that chemistry and being able to build that.
Does he all business out there in the huddle, or does he kind of does he have ways to loosen up the team?
Yeah, I think. I mean, we have fun out there for sure too. But I mean, it's when it's get time down to get business. I mean, you got to go out there and lock in. But it's still fun. We have fun out there, but you got to get the job done first.
All right, thanks, guys.
Appreciate it. Have a good one.